My husband got a vasectomy and didn't tell me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hopefully after you had all the kids that you wanted.
We will see.
Oh, no.
All right. Throwaway because my husband knows my main. I don't know what to do. My 31 female, husband 32 male, fake name Chris, and I have been married for 4 years and we've been together for 6. When we first got together, we had several long talks about how we both wanted a big family. I wanted to be very upfront that child-free is not an option, and I said I wanted to have at least 4 kids. I'm an
Damn.
only child, and I know how lonely that is. I also said I wanted to have them about a year or a year and a half apart so they can grow up close.
Just popping them out for
Just
6
getting
years. I was going to be busy.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't be me, but good on you. Knowing what you want.
I want 2 max.
2, I feel, is a good number for me as well. If I was to have kids, you know,
Honestly,
they're not alone. But
if money was not an option, I probably would have 3. But kids are so expensive, and I don't want them to live a poor life. So,
yeah, that's kind of where
2
I'm at.
is probably financially responsible for me.
You financially responsible, Sean?
Yeah,
I ain't never heard it.
How am I going to buy my Supreme jackets with 3 babies?
That's true. That's true.
He, Chris, always wholeheartedly agreed to this and often made jokes like, quote unquote, whether we have 4 or 6, have as many as we want. It's your call since you pretty much have to do all the work. And even on our wedding day, before we left the reception for our honeymoon, he whispered, can we get out of here and start on baby number 1? I loved how excited he always seemed. To be clear, I didn't get off of my birth control until about 2 months after we were married, and I got pregnant soon after with our first daughter, Joy. Joy was a happy pregnancy. Long birth, but she was a beautiful, healthy baby. She went through colic. I'm not sure what that is, which was colic. Yeah. She went through colic, which was trying, but other than that, she was a happy first edition, according to me. I noticed Chris became distant during my first pregnancy, but when I asked him about it, he said he just had a lot on his mind, being a new father and everything. He said he was still excited, but something had changed. For reference, we both work full time. I make about $20K more than him, and we have a 5-bedroom house that we live in as a gift from my mom.
Damn.
Who was very excited to be a grandma to many grandchildren.
I wish I had a house gifted to me.
I low-key, this house was gifted to me.
Shit.
Low-key. I mean, we're paying for it, but we got a nice discount.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Shout out, mom and dad. Love you. My job is fully remote, but still offers maternity leave. And I have a nest egg savings for emergencies. And I feel it's important to mention this because I know finances can be a major stress factor when it comes to having kids, but I didn't want that for me and Chris. Then Joy came out perfectly. Chris had 3 months of paternity leave and was home with us for a majority of that time.
Seems like the perfect scenario, other than the colic baby. That's like, that can be very, very difficult. That's basically when the baby cries and screams for like a long periods of time.
Oh, okay.
So it can be hard to sleep and stuff like that.
I can see how that's stressful.
Sure. Yeah, it can be stressful. But I mean, everything around that scenario seems like you guys have got it made.
Prepared perfectly.
Yeah.
My mom also visited a lot and she paid to have cleaners come. Awesome, Mom.
Wow.
There were still a lot of long nights and it was tough for me to breastfeed, but overall, nothing unexpected. Chris still seemed to be distant, but always helped with Joy. We have an agreed open phone policy, so I did check his phone quite often, but didn't find any signs of cheating. He goes through my phone whenever he wants to as well. I asked him if he found me unattractive while I was pregnant, and he assured me no. He loves me and is excited for our family. Fast forward a year after, we're sleeping through the night, and I am back to work, saw my doctor, and was cleared to try for bundle of joy number 2. And Chris seemed very enthusiastic at this point. He even downloaded an app to track my fertility cycle so we could make the most of my ovulation times. We had a lot of fun, and he was always very passionate, but 6 months of trying with no pregnancy, I started to worry. I'd voice my concerns, and Chris would brush them off, so I tried my best to be patient, but then almost 2 years passed, and Joy is growing up by herself.
Oh.
I broke down to my mother crying, and she agreed to come with me to the doctor and get checked out. I was very emotional and scared, but the doctor assured me that everything is fine and that I should be able to conceive without any issues. I went to Chris with this knowledge, and he was very upset that I went to a fertility specialist. I explained I thought something might have gone wrong during my last pregnancy, and I was concerned that I was maybe blocked or infertile somehow. He said, why not just wait and, quote, just let nature take its course. And I said, our little girl is almost 3 and she's growing up by herself. I reminded him of our plans and he just nodded and said, all we can do is try. I asked if he would see a fertility specialist and he got angry, saying that there's nothing wrong with him and we don't have the money for fertility treatments anyway.
All right. I mean, I know the end of the story, so it's like
fuck this guy immediately.
Yeah. But like, him saying there's nothing wrong with him, that's not what going to a fertility specialist means. Nothing's like that doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. It's to help you be able to conceive or find out reasons why you can't. So
yeah,
just to clarify, like I didn't like that he was like, there's nothing wrong with me. It's like, well, if you had to go to a fertility clinic, there would be nothing wrong with you.
In the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just trying to get some tips and figure out what's stopping you because it's been 2 years of trying. So
yeah, to figure out why your tip's not working.
Yeah. But this confused me since we do have money. We have my savings and we are both doing pretty well. When he went to sleep, I decided to go through his phone again and went back through his calendar and call logs. I noticed about 8 months after Joy was born, there was a blocked day indicating that he had taken off from work. But it was in the middle of the week, and I don't remember any sort of special occasions behind why he'd take this random day off.
What kind of memory do you have to remember?
For real.
2.5 years ago. That's crazy.
I can't remember what we talked about last week, brother.
I scheduled a doctor's appointment for this week and I forgot about it. And that was only 3 weeks ago.
Hell yeah, dude. Whenever I have my dermatology appointments, sometimes they'll call me the day before and be like, you're good to come, right? And I'm like, yes, I'm there, obviously.
Excuse
and then it's
me,
like
boss,
15 minutes.
the day off tomorrow?
And then it's fucking 15 minutes before my appointment. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what my experience was this week when I was like, oh yeah, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Man,
shit.
At least you realize the day ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
Apologies, Dr. Richmond. I do my best. I went through his call logs and found an office number about a week before. And when I Googled the number, a local business where you could get a vasectomy appeared. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I instantly felt cold all over, and then I started to panic. I woke him up and confronted him. He just stared at me while I went off, and he admitted babies are harder than he thought, and he felt like my first pregnancy took forever.
What?
I couldn't believe it.
The pregnancy is 9 months, give or take. You know,
it was too
so long.
I couldn't believe it. I packed my things, got Joy, got her things, and drove to my mom's house. She was in distress with my sudden appearance and my inability to stop crying. I finally told her yesterday morning what happened, and she's just beside herself. I don't know what to do, but every time I think about how having sex, Chris would talk to me about giving me a baby, all while knowing he had a vasectomy the entire time. I feel so disgusted, so stupid. I can't believe my little girl is going to grow up alone. Chris has been blowing up my phone, but I just keep letting it ring, and I haven't read any of his text messages. Edit. To those saying I coerced my poor husband into agreeing into a big family. Wrong.
What?
Yeah. Wild
not
take, Reddit.
Yeah, what the fuck? She off the bat was like, I want a big family. That's communication and healthy relationship talking before you get married and get locked into a relationship where you want different things. That was a very smart thing to do. Not what coercion. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes Reddit sucks ass, y'all.
a lot of the time.
I was always open and honest about my dreams and told him it's okay if he wanted different things. And he not only repeatedly agreed and accepted, he also helped me plan, nest, put together the nursery, and enthusiastically participated in conversations regarding having multiple children around friends and family, and always said we'd have at least 4. That was our number. Him getting a vasectomy behind my back was a complete shock. Also, we've both always agreed to the open phone policy. I never betrayed his trust by going through his phone, since I always had his consent to do so, and he has mine. We even have the same phone passcode. I never wanted to be in a relationship where we kept secrets from each other. I know other couples feel different, but this is another thing he always 100% claimed that he agreed with me on. I vaguely remember one week where he actually turned me down for sex, claiming he had a head cold and he didn't join me in the shower like usual during that time. But I didn't think anything about it. And no, men never need a wife's signature to get a vasectomy.
Damn. Is it different the other way? I would have. I mean,
I
it probably will. The answer will probably disappoint me, but I don't actually know.
Would hope not.
I would imagine some states, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, fuck my ass.
Man. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever be able to trust him again, because being able to talk to you about that is like kind of a deal breaker. Plus, he lied to you for 2.5 years.
That's the crazy part.
About, like wanting to fulfill your dream of a large family, and you're just watching your daughter slowly grow up and that dream slowly fade away. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't know if I'd have a real hard time continuing this relationship. Like, it is reversible, but you already know where his true heart is, and it's not with a large family. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I think you need to probably find someone who actually wants that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any saving it, because it's understandable after having your first kid to be like, whoa, holy shit. I don't know if I want to do that again.
You're going through it together. Talk about it.
Yeah, but you have to fucking communicate. You can't just get a fucking secret vasectomy. And then for 2 years to, like, you didn't even tell her like, oh, no, I don't really want to have another kid again. You fed into,
enthusiastically fed into her dream,
which was ultimately never going to happen. Supposed to be y'all's dream together, but you can't communicate. So it's crazy to get the vasectomy, crazy to lie about it for 2 years, crazy to, I'm going to put a baby in you. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get her hopes up. 2 years of that is like, if you could lie about that for 2 years, you're pretty much just taking advantage of your wife and the situation. And it's, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think there's a return.
I'd say even at the point where he got the vasectomy, that's where I'm like, I feel this relationship is done. Cause it's like there is the lying, and that's just the cherry on top for me.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that he's like, he didn't communicate any of that part at all.
Yeah.
There's no trust. There's no trust that, like, I would never be able to believe this person ever again. And the way he gaslit you for 2 years is
to have sex the first time after having your vasectomy and not immediately letting the guilt rush over your body.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a good person after that. No. I don't think, like, I can imagine in a moment of weakness getting the vasectomy and being like, oh shit, what have I done? And then, talking about it.
Here's the thing.
But then to get the vasectomy and then fucking not only one time, not just a couple times, 2 years. Download the app to really fucking, just doing everything you can to make it sure her hopes are being brought up. Is just
to dash it away.
Yeah, it feels kind of fucking evil, man.
Yeah.
Feels evil.
I guess you're right. If it had the first, like, if he'd gotten it and then immediately was like, well, why the fuck did I do that? And like went to her. That is probably savable. Like go to marriage counseling, hopefully be able to get it reversed, and then talk it out. And when you're both in a good headspace, then like work on another one. If you get to that point, if not, it might end there as well. Who knows? Like I don't know where you go from there. That's a whole different scenario. But just absolutely crazy behavior.
I can't believe that shit. 2 years.
Get therapy.